Hello YouTube, it's rdapdan with Federal Prison Time. Today we're going to do the video in extreme close-up mode. No, I'm just kidding, but I do want you to take a look at my hair and tell me what you think. I'm growing it out. And comments please, hair or no hair. So today I received an email, and I know I posted a few videos in the last couple of days, and it might seem a little video crazy, and I can't control myself with posting videos to YouTube because they're so much fun. But some of you guys are going to prison sooner than other guys, which means if I only post a video once a week or once a month, you might be in prison and not get the answers that you're looking for, which puts me in a position to where I feel the need to post a video sooner than later to make sure you can get your answers. And in this situation, instead of just emailing him his answers, they were pretty good questions, and I felt like these questions specifically might help the rest of the community. And I can clear up a few things with this video as well, just in case if I've been confusing to anybody. Here's the email I got. Hey Dan, I saw a couple of your videos you posted over the weekend. Thank you again for doing all that you do. I really get a good feeling from you and the information you're providing, unlike prison consultants who seem much more interested in just making a buck. I want to clear that up just a little bit. There's nothing wrong with a prison consultant that's going to charge for his services. The problem that I have is there's a lot of other prison consultants out there, and I don't want to say names because I don't want to get into a mudslinging battle, but if you guys watch the videos yourselves, you probably know who they are without me pointing out any names. These guys clearly use scare tactics. They try to scare the crap out of you. They tell you if you don't use them that you're going to get more time or you're going to get beat up or raped in prison. And a lot of the people that come to YouTube channels that are watching these videos are guys that are going to like camps, lows, maybe some mediums. So there's probably not a whole lot of that that's going to go on no matter what. You could walk into prison with, your hands over your eyes and, wearing a dress, and you might not run into any serious issues like getting raped. So don't fall victim to a prison consultant that's trying to scare the crap out of it. If you feel something's wrong in the conversation, you probably are feeling that reason. So I would turn around and run, come to my YouTube. Which reminds me, since we're on the YouTube subject, please go ahead and pause for a second and subscribe to my video, because that's what makes my channel bigger and more people can see it and we can share more stories that way. So don't be afraid of prison consultants. There are plenty of good guys out there, at least enough good guys that have really good intentions, really good information, and they do it full time. So at some point they need to be able to make a living if they're going to keep doing this. So I don't have a problem with prison consultants who are actually out there to make this a better situation for people like me and like you. And I can go into my story, but we'll do that later. So let's jump into this email. If I may, I have several other questions that I think may be an easier category regarding prison life. Sorry if you've answered these in other videos and I've missed it, so here it goes. Here's his first question. Question number 1. How hard was it for you to get into education programs in prison? I realize that every prison is different, but I'm interested in taking some landscaping and personal fitness classes while I'm at Sheridan, which I have read both are available there. Are you able to take classes while in Rdap, or is the Rdap curriculum too intense to take other courses? I'm also wondering how some people take college classes in prison. Do you have any idea how that works? Yeah, it's not hard at all to take education programs, to get into fitness classes. Most of the education programs, the hardest thing to get into them is some of them just have a waiting list, depending how large the prison is. Like I was in a prison that had 3,000 inmates on the compound and limited space in the classroom. So if you're in a smaller prison, I'm not sure, I know Sheridan, I know it's not nearly as large as Coleman. So you might have 30 days, 60 days waiting list to get into some of the education classes. The fitness classes are usually relatively very easy to get into. You shouldn't have any issue at all getting into the fitness classes. Most fitness classes run like 6-week cycles, and then usually like 2 to 3 weeks off, or 10-week cycles and 2 weeks off. But I really encourage, if you're going into any type of a prison situation and health is something that you're concerned about, there's not going to be a better time to take advantage of it now while you're sitting in prison, because there's not much else to do. And as far as Rdap goes, if you're in the Rdap program, and different prisons run Rdap a little differently. Like the prison I was at, Rdap was super intense, and I've heard Rdap at Coleman Low is one of the strictest Rdap programs out there as far as like walking a fine line. I did take some classes while I was in Rdap. I took Spanish. I did receive my GED. I know you guys might think I'm a college scholar, but I'm not. I got my GED in prison, but I actually did that before the Rdap program. Rdap is very time intense, meaning Rdap comes first before your job, before any classes. So if you are going to take other classes, you have to find out what times you're going to be in your Rdap class. I believe Sheridan also has 2 different Rdap time programs. It's the same Rdap, but there's a class in the daytime and a class in the afternoon. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility to come up with like class schedules and whatnot. There are different college credited courses that are in prison. It depends on the prison. I'm not sure which college credited courses are at Sheridan, but you'll very easily find out when you get there. There's a lot of ACE classes, which basically ACE is you get credited for them, not so much in college, but you get credited that there's a lot of trade programs you can take that actually carry over into the real world. So you just need to find out when you get there. But if your main concern is how long is it going to take you to get in there, it's not going to take you very long at all. So hopefully that answers that question. Second question, I understand there are organized sports in prison. Are they usually just pickup games or they're actual teams? I'm guessing there is probably both. You're absolutely right. Very good guess. Where I was at, we had team football, which was 2-man touch or flag football, basketball, a lot of softball. Softball is probably the most popular sport, a lot of different softball teams. We had 2 giant softball fields. I'm talking like full-fledged, when you drive by and you're looking at the parks on the side of the street, that's what our softball fields look like. The fences, we had dugouts, we had the clay, everything. We had a decent-sized football field, a couple tennis courts, basketball. Doesn't sound like prison, does it? Sorry. But yeah, so in pickup games all the time, every weekend, people go outside, they'll start playing basketball, join a couple games, guys get football games going. You go out, you can go rent the softball equipment and go out there with a group of guys if the fields aren't being used for games, which most of the time they are. There's handball, there's horseshoes, there's shuffleboard, there's volleyball, beach volleyball. This really doesn't sound like prison, but I promise it's still prison. So that answers your question to that. Number 3, when you get off the compound and go into town for working parties, do you wear your standard prison clothes? Do they special issue clothes for working around the public, or can you wear civilian clothes? I was never in a camp, so that would probably be a very good question for somebody in a camp. I do have an actual friend that also did some time in prison. He's actually a prison consultant. His name's Justin. He did time in a camp, so that might be a good question for him. And I'm going to be doing some videos with Justin in the future, and that's a question I will definitely ask him because I don't know. It's a good one. But I'm pretty sure that you're going to wear your prison issue clothes when you're outside on your job. So I'm going to say yeah. Get the phone call. So yeah, you're probably going to be wearing prison issue clothes. So I hope that answered your questions, and I know you say you have more questions and you want to keep them coming, and that's what this channel is here for. Do post on here or comment, let me know when you're self-surrendering, so if there's anything else we can do for you while you're in there. And it'd be awesome while you're in there to go ahead and add me to your core links or your true links. Just add my email, rdapdan@gmail.com, and you can email me, and maybe I can ask you questions that you can answer to our viewers through YouTube or through other blogs, Facebook. So that'd be kind of cool just to be able to get that kind of reaction while you're in prison. So guys, that was another video in like less than a week. So take your vitamins, watch your YouTube channel, get your daily dose of rdapdan. And if you haven't subscribed to my video yet, and you're watching multiple of my videos, I feel like you're just using me at this point, so it'd be really awesome if you could stop and just go subscribe, like a couple of my videos, and let's build this community, because clearly I'm addicted. All right, Rdapdan. Have a great afternoon, everybody.